The Penman Story by Brian Riley Jr. One minute on a weekend, at the beginning of the year, a man was born with a pen lodged perfectly in his right hand, where it's permanent and usable. When his parents saw him, they were devastated to where they decided to give him up to an orphanage. His parents didn't even want to give him a name. As he grew up, kids who saw him stayed away from him. Eventually, the orphanage kicked him out due to creeping out the kids too much. The penman was now on the streets asking for money. He would get pennies here and there, but it wasn't enough for a lollipop. One day, a blind man knocked into the penman's leg and searched around and picked up the penman's right hand and grabbed a notebook with a distinct glow and gave it to him. The penman was confused and yet amazed. The penman limped toward the blind man that was walking away and patted his shoulder. Penman then said, "It was a gift from me to you, Penman." The penman was yet confused and amazed on how he knew his nickname. The penman walked back to his homemade box shelter with newspapers hanging loose. The penman then thought of making stories, poems, and art. So many different possibilities the penman could think of. Yet a mind so concealed inside of the limited mind of a homeless teenager. The penman was determined to examine his surroundings and looked at varieties of books, magazines, comics, posters, radio stations, and even displayed TVs showing different programs. Eventually, the penman decided to try to make drawings from scratch and made many different poems. Strangers who passed were amused but still scared to walk near the penman. They would take a glimpse and walk away. The penman instantly knew this would get people's attention, so he started making more poems and looked around trying to find a speaker and microphone of some sort to read his poems aloud to get a crowd. A couple of days of scrounging around, the penman had found enough money laying around the streets to buy the speaker and microphone. He started writing more and more poems as he read to some other homeless people passing their time of day. Each and every day, the penman had been reading aloud his poems for a week now. The penman hoped he would get someone very interested to spread his stories. One day, while the penman was writing his poems and stories, a woman walked up to him and asked if she could listen to the penman's stories for an hour or two. Once the penman had finished reading his stories to the woman had walked away, leaving a stack of $10 bills. Penman was starving and happy. He got his stuff up and found a nice place to stay. The penman had finally found comfort and peace in mind. He used to stress about barely living every day. Now he can relax and write more poems, stories, and art. He decided to start writing a book for kids to read and be inspired even in impossible scenarios. The penman had been invited to many places to spread his story and was awarded Best Poet in the imaginatory world of history. The end.